Good morning and happy Saturday. Welcoming you back to the Treasure Box and Company. For the foreseeable future, I am going to be here every Saturday out here on Gary's side porch, and I have heat. So even though it's wet, it's winter still. It's gorgeous, it's sunny, it's COVID safe to be out here exercising out al fresco. And we have heaters, we have sunshine. And so even if it's a little bit chilly, we will be warm enough to do yoga. So I invite you to come down to the Treasure Box, do some yoga, enjoy the flea market or whatever else Gary has scheduled on Saturdays, go down to or go inside and see the bookstore and see all the groovy stuff that Gary has in his shop. Trust me, it's worth it. And then you feel good because you have moved and you have breathed and you have done something wonderful for yourself. So this week we are focusing on the health of the bones. And we are following the influence of the Purna mudra. So to take the Purna mudra, we kind of make fists with our hands, with our index fingers pointing out. We take our pinky fingers and interlock them so we're like creating a pair of ears. And from behind, it looks like this. And this is the gesture of the form, which is a reminder to us to make sure that we are engaging in healthy, strong posture in all the things that we do. And let's talk a little bit about bone health, and particularly bone health as we age. So I'm a woman who is in my early 50s, and I have a mother that has osteoporosis. And lots of people from age 45 on are at risk for declining density of the bones. Osteopenia and osteoporosis is the more advanced condition when you actually have holes in your bones, actually pores in your bones, or porosity, as they say. So to combat that, there are a few things that people can do. One is making sure you get plenty of rest and have a very healthy diet, and a diet that allows you to maximally absorb calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. That's really, really, really important. Staying away from inflammatory foods, staying away from foods that leach calcium out of the bones. Another thing is exercise that forces you to bear weight. So some people work with weights, but the beautiful thing about yoga is that it forces you to bear your own weight and create resistance against the ground. Walking is good, hiking is good. These are all good activities also to support the health of your bones. But moving constantly, not sitting, moving constantly. The Earth's gravitational pull against the body helps improve or maintain the density of our skeletal structure and our bones. And sometimes people take medications. Medications have side effects, but even if you are taking medications to improve your bone situation, continue to eat a healthy diet, supplement appropriately, and exercise. So I can't emphasize that enough. As we get older, just as part of the normal aging process, two things happen with our bone health. One piece is that we may not regenerate bone as quickly as we used to. And another piece is we may actually be losing bone faster than we used to. As we develop and age and grow, the process of losing bone and regenerating bone is an ongoing process, but it gets interrupted when we get over a certain age or have certain other health conditions that might affect that process. So today we focus on the health of the bone. So you're going to see a lot of poses today that are focused on posture and strengthening our form within our posture and using our form to create resistance against the ground so that we can build our muscle. When we build our muscle, we build our bone. So we're going to start off today in Tadasana. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see the posture of Tadasana. First, I invite you to lift up the toes of your feet so that you can, I say the toes of your feet as if you've got toes somewhere else on the body, right? But lift up your toes and look down at your feet. And what I want you to be looking for is engagement of the foot, the lifting of the arch. We have several bones in the feet. I can't remember the number, it's a lot. And there's more bones in the feet than any other part of the body. So there's a lot of little fine bones in the feet. And, you know, the anatomy of the foot is really fascinating. And you've got this fascia that lays over your muscles. And if you don't engage the foot, if you don't make your arch frequently active, if you don't use all the parts of your foot, the muscles kind of sort of atrophy, and then you get adhesions, and then maybe your arches fall. So what you want to do is keep this all really active. And this is really important as we age, that we keep our feet really healthy, because your feet are your foundation. If your feet aren't healthy, then you can't be active in other ways. And you might notice when people don't have healthy feet in the way that they walk. They may not fully use all parts of the foot in their gait. They may kind of shuffle. They may walk kind of like stomping the foot forward. They may shorten their length between their steps. And if you're having those experiences, you can't be erect and tall and strong in your movements. So it starts with the feet. So lift up all your toes, check for your engaged and active arches. Make sure that all three parts of the foot are in contact with your mat. So that would be your big toe mound, your little toe mound, and your heel. Sometimes it's also described as the four parts of the foot if you have 2 points on your heel. This is all imaginary, of course. And then once you've lifted up your feet, soften your knees ever so slightly. So I'm going to turn to the side again so that you can see that example of softening the knees a little bit. And then that allows you to tip your tailbone just down a little bit, draw the belly button in, lift up your shoulders and wrap them back down on your back, drawing them together near to the spine. And then with your hands down along your sides, turn them forward so that your palms are forward. This encourages that movement of moving your shoulders backwards and down and moving your shoulder blades onto the back. Now draw your cranium back in alignment so that your ears are stacked over your shoulders, shoulders over the hips. And this is a nice strong Tadasana. Now you can lower your toes now that you've created all of that beautiful alignment. So standing here in Tadasana, what I would like you to focus on is growing your crown as tall as you can, craning your neck up, if you will, growing it like Mr. Inspector Gadget, and drawing your shoulders back and down, feeling the strength in that posture. This may feel foreign to you. We're not used to using all of these muscles. But one of the things that's important about skeletal health is creating space between the discs. We have discs all up and down the spine. And in between those, we have, we're creating space in the discs. We have vertebrae up and down the spine. And in between those vertebrae, we have discs. And when those discs start to lose their moisture, the spine starts to collapse downward. And so part of what we do to enhance our health of the spine and kind of slow down the aging process of the spine is create a lot of space, using muscle engagement, grow our spine naturally tall and long. Inhale our hands out and up. And then drawing your crown up to the sky, draw your hands down on your exhale. Inhale out and up. And exhale, draw the crown up as you draw your hands down. One more inhale, out and up. And then on your exhale, let's swan dive forward. Bend your knees slightly, lay your torso across your legs, and drop your head. Inhale into a flat spine, placing your hands on your shins or on your thighs. Draw your crown forward as you draw your shoulders backwards. Inhale. Exhale, fold down again. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And then exhale, bring your hand to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down and then inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drop your hands, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine, exhaling down. And then let's reverse that. Inhaling all the way up, bringing your hands up to the top, and then exhale, bring them back down to the heart center. I'm going to move more in position on the mat where I'm going to be for the class. Inhale. Exhale the hands down, inhale them up, and then exhale, swan dive forward. Drop your hands, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down, and let's start moving into our sun salutations for the day. So take your foot back, your right foot back. But what I want you to do is using isometric movement or toning, I want you to scissor your legs towards each other. So in that process, you're dragging your heel back, your front heel back, and dragging your front toes forward. Feel the strength of stabilizing your pelvis by doing this. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, place your hands on the floor, move back into plank pose and hold plank for 3 breaths. When you're in plank, move the crown forward, move the heart forward. Keep your hips lifted. Try to pull your shoulders onto your back. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, lower chaturanga dandasana. And then let's inhale into low cobra. Draw your shoulders together on your spine as you lift up your heart center. Exhale, tuck your toes, move back through child's pose, and then rise up into downward facing dog, your first one of the day. Keep your legs bent deeply, draw your hips back, and then allow space for your heart center to fall between your widened shoulders, your widened collarbones. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale, push the floor away, moving your hips up and back. Take another inhale. Exhale, take your right foot forward and do the same thing. Scissor your legs together. Keep your hands on the floor for now. Draw the crown of your head forward and up, lifting up the heart center a little bit. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, take the left foot forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, float down. And then inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhaling your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale them up. And then exhale, swan dive forward. Dropping your hands, dropping your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhaling down, take the left foot back. Same thing. You're in a high lunge here. Scissor your legs together. Draw your shoulders onto your back as you bring the crown of your head forward, strengthening your pelvis. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, move your right foot back into plank again, holding this plank for 3 breaths. Last breath. And then on your exhale, lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into low cobra. Drawing your shoulder blades together, using the strength of your back to lift up your heart center. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes, move back through child's pose and rise up into downward facing dog. And then this time, maybe you can bring your heels a little closer to the floor, maybe not. It doesn't really matter. What really matters is drawing your shoulder blades away from the ears, drawing the shoulders down, and drawing your hips up and high behind you. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, take your left foot forward. And once again, scissoring our legs together, drawing our heart center forward, really focusing on isometric toning and strengthening of the pelvis. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, take the right foot forward. Rise up into that half lift, exhaling down. And then inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale your hands up, and then exhale, swan dive forward. Drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our right foot back. Now, if you want to, you can continue on with this strengthening with your feet, hands on the floor, or you can rise up. Continue to draw your right hip forward and your left hip back in this Anjaneyasana. Drawing your arm bones back in alignment with your ears. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle down. Take your left foot back to join your right. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana, lifting up the shoulders while you lower. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, move back into downward facing dog. Take a beautiful inhale. Fully exhale, pushing those hips back. Inhale, take our right foot forward. Isometrically draw your feet together. Rise up your hands. Exhale. Inhale, draw your arms back in alignment with your ears. And then exhale, circle the hands down. Left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hands down to the floor, drop the crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhaling down, take our left foot back again. Isometrically draw your feet together as you rise up into Anjaneyasana. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle down. Right foot back to join the left. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Take a beautiful inhale. Exhale, move your hips back, allowing your heart center to draw towards your legs. Inhale, left foot forward. Inhale, rise up into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, circle down. Right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhaling down, drawing your crown down. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale them up. And then exhale, swan dive forward. Hands to the ground, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Take our right foot back. Scissor our feet together to strengthen our pelvis. Rise up. Exhale, circle the hands down. Take left foot back to join right. And then swivel over to the left on top of the edge of your right foot as we take side plank. So in side plank, lift up those hips. Rise up your left hand if you feel ready. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other on your back and balance on your right hand. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Pivot down. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rising up into upward facing dog. Exhale, move back into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. And fully exhale. Inhale, bring your right foot forward. Scissor your legs together as you rise your hands up. Exhale, circle the hands down. Bring left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down and then inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hands to the floor, draw the heart down as you drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our left foot back. Draw the feet together as you bring your hands up. Exhale, circle down. Moving back into plank and swiveling over to the right, balancing on the left foot, left hand. Start off bringing your right hand to your right hip. Lift up your hips, then bring your hand up. Let's take one more breath together. Exhale, swivel forward, both hands on the ground. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Moving back into downward facing dog. Move your hips back in space, widen your collarbones, draw your heart towards your legs. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, left foot forward. Scissor your legs together as you rise up. Exhale, circle the hands down. Right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Oh, big loud fire truck. I'm going to take off my sweater now that I am fully warmed up. So now we're going to move into some warrior sequence. Warrior poses are wonderful strength building poses. They're good for building strength in the legs, the back, your hips, your pelvis. So they're wonderful opportunities to work on alignment and posture. And sip of tea, back we go. Okay, so we're gonna start off at Tadasana again and work through a vinyasa flow to move into our first warrior pose. So inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hands to the floor, draw the crown and the heart down. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down, taking our right foot back. And then rise up. Exhale, circle down. Take our left foot back, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Moving back into downward facing dog. And it's from here that we will go into warrior one. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, take your right foot forward in warrior one. Swivel your heel down to the floor and then rise up. So in warrior one, do the same thing as you did in Anjaneyasana or in your lunge. Draw your feet together. Work on strengthening your legs by hugging muscle to bone and strengthening the pelvis by drawing, kind of dragging your right heel back and pulling your left hip forward. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, let's open that up into warrior two. So in warrior two, you create as wide a stance as you need. I like to have a nice wide stance in warrior two. Use your muscle energy on the back, your gluteus muscles here behind your hips. Draw them together as if you're hugging your sacrum, drawing this right knee out towards your baby toes, your pinky toe. Draw your shoulders together, lift up the heart, drawing the belly button close to the spine. Maybe look out to the right over your fingertips. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Take another inhale. Exhale, let's move that back into peaceful warrior. So we're just moving the arms back, dropping our left hand on our left leg, rising our right hand up to the ceiling, or even curling it backwards towards your back leg. Keeping your hips nice and low by bending your right knee deeply. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, spiral your heart center up. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, let's move into extended side angle, placing our right forearm on top of our right leg. Let's bend our right leg more deeply to drop those hips. Bring our left hand up, draw the shoulder back down, and then bring our right arm alongside our right ear. Take a beautiful inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale. Exhale, spiral your heart up. Draw your left shoulder back just a little bit. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, circle our hands down, rising up into warrior two. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down, moving back through flow. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the left side, but on the left side, you're going to see my back side. So take a nice inhale. Exhale, take our left foot forward and swivel our right heel down. Rise up into warrior one. And in warrior one, bend your left leg deeply. Draw your front heel backwards as you strengthen your right leg, drawing your right hip forward. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, draw the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, open up into warrior two. So once again, these muscles back here, bring them together as if you're hugging your sacrum, that arrowhead-shaped bone at the base of your spine. Bend your left leg deeply, drawing your left knee towards your left pinky toe. As you draw your hands out and up, arms parallel to the floor, draw your shoulders together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse that, dropping our right hand to our right leg, lifting our left hand up and overhead, or even drawing it backwards towards our right foot. Inhale. Exhale, spiral your heart center up. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, rising up, moving into extended side angle, left arm on top of the left leg. Bend your left leg more deeply. Bring your right arm up. Draw the shoulder back onto your back, and then your arm bone alongside your right ear. Inhale. On your exhale, spiral your heart center up. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down, rising back up into warrior two. Take another inhale. Exhale, spiral the hands down, cartwheel them down, left foot back to join the right. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Take your right foot forward. Rise up into Anjaneyasana. So we're balanced on each side. Take a nice inhale. And then exhale, move left foot forward to join the right. So the next sequence that we're going to do is going to be triangle. Triangle is another pose, another opportunity to strengthen all of these muscles, strengthen your legs, and really work on alignment. So we're going to take the cheater's way today. Take the left foot back, making it parallel with the mat behind you, toes pointed forward. Turn your body so that it is facing the same direction now as your left toes because your left foot is parallel. What I want you to do is hug your feet towards each other. So in doing so, you may have felt some movement in your hip joints, but what I want you to focus on is strengthening your core. I want you to focus on drawing those sit bones together underneath your pelvis. So you're just isometrically drawing things together. Now lift up your hands into warrior two arms. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, lower down into triangle. So in triangle, you can place your hand wherever it works for you. What I don't want is the crunching of your sideways. So I want you to be able to draw the crown of your head forward. So if you're up like this, that's acceptable. That's totally fine. I want you to use this as an opportunity to really build good alignment and good habits. Spiral your inner right thigh up so that your kneecap is facing the sky or the ceiling. Draw your left shoulder backwards so that it's aligned over your right shoulder, pressing your back into that imaginary wall behind you. Tacking your left sits bone down and continuing to engage your root lock by drawing those two sits bones close together. Take a beautiful inhale. Exhale. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, bend your right leg a little bit. Let's move into pyramid. So having your hands on either side of your left foot, or your right foot, I'm sorry, bring your left foot in just slightly. Straighten your leg back out. Draw your heart and your crown forward, drawing your shoulders onto your spine. Use isometric toning to strengthen your pelvis again. Imagine two hands pressing the outsides of your hips close together. And then when you have created a stable foundation, then go ahead and lower down over your right leg, keeping your eye fixed on your second toe on your right foot. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. And then on your inhale, bring your hands out and up, using the strength of your core and your pelvis to rise up and keep your form. Hands are overhead, reaching as high as you can. And then exhale, circle them down and bring them into reverse prayer behind you, right where your shoulder blades meet. Underneath there is where you're going to place the top of your fingers. Inhale, lift up your heart center. Exhale, draw your shoulders down. And then on your next inhale, if you want to, go ahead and curl back a little bit, maintaining the strength of your form. Take one more inhale. And then exhale. Lower your hands down. Inhale them up. And then exhale. Move back into pyramid. Take your right hand and place it out on the outside of your pinky and ring toe, moving it, say, 10 to 12 inches outside. Bend your right leg slightly. Straighten out your leg as you rise up. So right now, it looks like you're kind of moving into a standing split. Take your left hand to your left hip and open up that hip. And then draw your left leg up so that it is parallel with the ground. Draw your left shoulder back as we move into balancing half moon. So you can stay just like this if you want to. Continue stacking this left hip on top of the right by pushing your hip slightly forward. Continue to lift up your left leg. And then if you want, lift up your left arm and draw your shoulder blades together, opening up your heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Bring your left hand down and then move into that standing split that I just spoke about. Take your right hand and touch the back of your right calf, kind of wrapping it back there, and then draw your heart center towards your leg as you lift up your left leg. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your left leg down. Move back into triangle pose. And then rise up. Take your hands to your hips, turn both feet forward. We're going to do a wide-legged forward fold, but we're going to use the strength of our core muscles to fold into it rather than using our hands to draw us down to the floor. So place your hands on your sacrum on the back, so like paddles on your lower back. Take a nice inhale, lifting up your heart center, drawing your shoulders and your elbows together. Take a beautiful inhale. On your exhale, moving your sits bones towards the sky, drawing your heart center forward before it goes down. Fold into this wide-legged forward fold. If you want to, maybe take blade arms and draw your hands overhead, clasped together. Continue to work the fold by drawing the belly button in, drawing the shoulders together, and rising your sits bones towards the sky. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your hands. Turn your left toes so they're facing the back of your mat. Your right toe, your right foot remains parallel to the front of the mat. Now standing again, draw your feet together, isometrically drawing them together, strengthening your core, strengthening your pelvis. Bring your hands up to warrior two arms and take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, fall into your triangle. Again, the principle of drawing your right shoulder back. So that means spiraling your heart center so that you can lift the heart just a little bit to create space for the shoulders to stack on top of one another. Spiraling your inner left thigh so your kneecap is facing the ceiling, tacking your right sits bone down, and then pressing against that imaginary wall behind you. Take a nice inhale. Exhale fully. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, bend your left leg slightly, setting up for pyramid pose. So you just bring your right foot in slightly. Then re-straighten out your left leg. Draw your heart center forward as you draw your shoulders onto your back. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, looking at your second toe, start to lower over your left leg. What's more important than trying to fold all the way down is keeping the alignment of your back and your spine. So trying to draw your shoulders onto your back, using your core muscles to fold in, laying your body across your torso. Take a beautiful inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale again. And then on your exhale, slightly bend your left leg. Take your left fingers out to the outside of your left foot. And then place your right hand on your right hip. Using a little bit of momentum, rise up into a standing position. So right now you look like you're set up for standing split, but we're not staying there. Now open up your right hip, drawing your right shoulder back, stacking your right hip over your left, and then lift up your right leg. Toes are pointed forward because your foot is flexed. Now, if you're feeling plenty open, then raise up your hand and continue to work your shoulders together. Continue to raise up your right leg, keeping it nice and straight, toes pointed forward. Stacking your right hip on top of your left, so push your hip slightly forward to achieve that. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then on your exhale, drop your right hand to the floor. Take your left hand and wrap it behind your left calf and move into that standing split. Take a beautiful inhale. Exhale, bend your right leg down, dropping your right foot with grace. Move back into that triangle pose. Take a nice inhale. And then exhale, rise up. Isometrically drawing your feet together. Let's turn both feet forward again as we set up again for wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lift up your heart center. And then exhale, start to fold down. Remember, sits bones moving towards the sky. So you're moving a little bit of your weight kind of forward is your weight, drawing the heart center down. If you want to, you can take blade arms, rising your hands up, overhead. And again, as you fold forward, draw your shoulder blades together, draw your belly button in, draw your sits bones up to the ceiling. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, rise up. Ooh. And we're going to do one more standing pose today before we head down to the floor. So tree pose is a wonderful pose. It's playful. It's also a great opportunity to build strength. And anytime we have to balance on one leg or the other, such as we have done in balancing half moon, and as we've done in the standing split, you are increasing your strength even more than if you're on 2 feet. So if you need to use banisters, chairs, walls to help you balance in those poses, those one-legged poses, I say go for it. Do whatever you've got to do to feel good in your own body and feel good in your practice of yoga. So pretending like you're in Tadasana again, or heck, just take Tadasana. Pretend like you're in Tadasana on now one leg. So keeping that same alignment, then lift up out of the hip so that you don't sink into your right hip. We're setting our right foot on the floor. Take our left foot into your preferred tree position. I'm going to move mine all the way to the top of my leg. And I'm going to push my leg into my foot and my foot into my leg. And I'm going to lift up my heart, lift up and out of my hips, and then bring my hands up. Drawing the shoulders down, strengthening your core. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Take another inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Maybe take reverse prayer. Opening up the heart. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower your left foot down. Wiggle it all out. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're standing in Tadasana on one foot. Lift up and out of the hips. Lift the heart center up. Take your feet, your right foot rather, into your preferred chair position or tree position. Did I say chair? I didn't say chair. And then pressing your left leg into your right foot, lifting up the heart, lifting up and out of that hip. Inhale your hands up. Draw your shoulders down. One more inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down. Take reverse prayer if you want. And then drop your right leg. Shake it all out. So one final strengthening pose. I was wrong about the tree. I've been wanting to add chair combined with eagle. Why? Because when you drop into chair pose, you really strengthen your hamstrings. You really strengthen your pelvis. You really work on the strength of the core and the strength of your back, and you're hugging muscle to bone. So it's awesome. So place our feet. They don't have to be together, but your thighs should be together. Sit back as if you're sitting in that imaginary chair behind you. Sit back as deeply as you feel comfortable. And then bring your hands up, lifting up your heart center. Draw the belly button in, tilt your tailbone down slightly. Take a beautiful inhale. And then on your exhale, balance on your left foot. Take your right foot over and maybe tuck your left toes behind your calf, or your right toes behind your left calf. Maybe not, it depends on your body and where you're at today. Sink down a little bit lower, create robot arms. Wrap your left arm underneath your right, swivel your forearms together or around each other, and then bring your hands together. Bring your shoulders down as you lift up your elbows. Find a fixed point off into the distance. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, unravel the arms, unravel the foot. Back to chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale your hands down. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a nice inhale. And fully exhale. Inhale, let's move back into that chair again. And rise up our hands. Tuck our tailbone down. Draw the belly button in as you lift up your heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, balance on one leg. On your right leg, bring your left leg over. Maybe tuck your toes behind your calf. Maybe not. Take robot arms and run your right arm underneath your left. Swivel your hands around, swivel your arms around rather. And then bring your hands together. Draw your shoulders down as you lift up your elbows. Find a fixed point off in the distance to focus. One more inhale. Exhale, unravel them. Unravel your feet, back to chair. And then inhale, rise up. So let's take a flow and find our way to the floor. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Move back into plank. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale, pushing your hips back. One more inhale. Exhale, rise up on your tippy toes. Bend your legs deeply and then hop up to a squat at the front. So we're going to use this squat as an opportunity to strengthen our feet and strengthen our legs. So you're up on your tippy toes. You're in a crouch. Rise up your heart center. You can have your hands on your legs if you want. Pull your legs together, isometrically draw them together, scissor them together, strengthening the legs. Rise up, draw the shoulder blades together, hands to heart. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, let's lower down and take staff pose. Staff is a wonderful opportunity to strengthen your whole core. So when people start off in staff, they may not be accustomed to using all of these muscles that are needed to stabilize and find alignment in this pose. And you may feel like you're leaning backwards when you're sitting up nice and tall, and you might find that you move forward to make it easier. So what I want you to do is really concentrate on drawing the crown of your head up to the sky, drawing the shoulders down, and placing your hands beside your hips on the floor. Find stillness in this pose. Take one more inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale, lift up the heart, drop the shoulders. And exhale. Let's take our feet together and Baddha Konasana. And I want you to focus again on lifting up the heart and keeping a nice tall spine. And then what I would like you to do is press your feet together. Feel yourself engaging all of the muscles of your pelvis, your lower back, your groin. And then use that as the way that you lower your knees down. So focus on pushing the feet together while you lower your knees at the same time. You can have your hands on your ankles to make the alignment easier. Draw your shoulder blades together. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, let's slide our feet forward, creating a wide diamond of our feet. And then just kind of fold forward so that you can start to stretch out the back of your hips. They've worked kind of hard today. Give them a little bit of love, eh? And then inhale, rise up. Let's bring our feet together. And now let's lay down. So what I would like you to do now, though, once you lay down, is bring your knees up and hug them tightly. And then keeping your knees up, start to move them away from your body so that you can make your shins parallel to the floor. Press your belly button into the spine, press your spine down to the floor, down to the mat as you move your thighs away from the body so that your knees are about arm's distance away from you. Let's hold this for 3 breaths. Continue to press your back into the floor. One more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, drop your knees to the right. Press your right hand on top of your left knee and turn your head to the left, tacking your left shoulder down to the floor. Recline, spinal twist. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, place your right hand on the floor. Draw your feet towards your buttocks and then rise up again. This is to keep your back safe and keep your shoulders safe. Once again, move your knees away from the body. Press your belly button to the spine, spine to the floor, lifting your shins so that they are parallel with the floor. Continuing to press your spine into the mat. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, drop your legs to the left. Left hand on top of the right leg. Draw your right shoulder down, look to the right. I am having a glorious sunshiny experience right now. The sun is just bathing my body. It feels so good. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, place your left hand back, draw your feet in, rise up, hug your knees. And then let's move our way into Shavasana. So even Shavasana can be good for your back, good for your bones, because you must take time at the end of every practice to calm down your sympathetic nervous system and stimulate the parasympathetic, relaxing your heart rate, relaxing your breathing, releasing any tension. Falling into a deep state of relaxation. This is so important to modulate your stress. A lot of times in society, we are in a pattern of fight or flight all the time. We don't even know that we are. By taking time for stillness, at least 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes to check in with your body, to be mindful of where your body is in space and what it's doing and what you are doing in your body. Breathing deeply in and out. Maybe choosing one of many breathing techniques that you have been taught. You can take that mindfulness, you can take that ability to meditate into any situation, and you can train yourself to be the calm in the storm. You can train yourself to thrive in your world rather than exist in it. You can train yourself to not simply survive. Scan your body from the top of the head all the way to the toes, looking for any place in the body where you're holding tension, where you're still hanging on to muscular energy, and release it. Focus on finding complete and total stillness. Focus on allowing this mat, the ground, to fully support your body. Imagine the center of the earth, a pulsating red light, glowing, pulsating. Drawing your body further down, further to it, anchoring you more firmly into the earth. Feel the heaviness of your body being drawn down. Don't resist it, just give into it. Enjoy this deep sinking sensation. Enjoy this movement into a deeply relaxed state. You may stay in Shavasana as long as you want. I invite you again to the Treasyre Box Company. Come into the bookstore that is now in here. It was Davina's bookstore. Now it's in Gary's shop. And Davina and her husband are still running it. They have amazing, amazing books. They're in the round room, that beautiful round room in the middle of the shop. They can order any book you need. It's just amazing. Gary's inventory is always amazing. And Gary's having a flea market at 11 o'clock. I will be here next Saturday. The light in me sees the light in you. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. Namaste.